December 20th. District courtroom number 4. I almost called the court record. Anyway, guys, it's time. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. And this music is so endgame, like final level music. Holy crap, this is some good music to come back to. Anyway, we just left off on this trial. Apollo showed up and he's about to throw down some facts, evidence, something to keep this case afloat and maybe point us toward the actual culprit of who done did all this, all the kills and whatnot from 7 years ago and today, or whatever, this week. Let's check it out. Let's see what Apollo's got to say. I'm excited. Here we go. Oh yeah, the epic destroyed courtroom. Let's not forget about that either.
Mr. Justice, please explain yourself.
It's very simple. There isn't much to explain. The defendant, Ms. Athena Sykes, might not be innocent. Wait, what? Dude, Apollo, no. Don't do this, man. Don't do this. What are you talking about? The case from 7 years ago has been settled, fool. I'm not talking about the past here. I'm talking about the present case. I know that we haven't solved the present case either, but what the fuck, Apollo? What the fuck? Apollo wants to get this whole thing. He wants to get this whole thing dealt with. It's still not clear who killed Clay Terran. Yes, he wants to know who killed his friend. I get that. That's the whole reason he went on this tirade, but now we got to go through this case. Oh boy. Alright, here we go. But Apollo, why would you... Ms. Sykes, please listen quietly to what I have to say. What in the world is Apollo trying to do? Your Honor, please allow me a little of the court's time.
But this is a trial for the case from 7 years ago.
Ms. Blackwell, I'd like to ask a favor of you. Just as you lost someone close to you, I lost someone close to me, too. I'm sure you want to know the real truth of what happened as much as I do. Apollo! Sure, you know I'm all for the truth. Now let's see you expose the princess's guilt. Man, this bitch does not give up on blaming Athena. Judge, I give my permission. Continue with the trial. Oh my god.
Very well. Is that all right with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth?
The prosecution has no objections. Let's hear Mr. Justice's testimony. I'll have the police's investigation report brought immediately. Not you too, Edgeworth. I really hope it's because you have something up your sleeve.
Very well. Your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
As you wish. Let's review the case of the murder of Mr. Clay Terran. Here we go. It was made clear in the previous trial that Solomon Starbuck was not his killer. Therefore, the true culprit was someone else. On that day, this culprit waited for the astronauts in boarding lounge 1, when the two men made their escape out of the Space Museum. The killer attacked Mr. Terran with the same type of knife that was used 7 years ago. The murderer then escaped into the Space Museum. Next, Director Yuri Cosmos switched launch pads. After that, the culprit exited the Space Museum and escaped via boarding lounge 2. Therefore, this trial must make clear who Mr. Terran's true killer was. In other words, we must discover who it was that escaped through the Space Museum that day.
Thank you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Mr. Wright, is the defense ready?
So, I think the whole idea, the reason why we're going through this rigmarole, and this is what I figured would happen when we actually talked about the present-day case, I knew we hadn't actually solved that yet either, is we're going to find out that the culprit is the same in both cases, which we already kind of expect, but now it definitely, that's why we're doing it this way. It's going to lead there for sure, 100%. But alright, here we go. Yes, Your Honor. I better rearrange my evidence. Rearrange? Relevant swapped into the court record. Relevant evidence. Okay, so what did we grab that we didn't have before? Oh, I see. We swapped back to having all this stuff. Alright. Emergency ladder. Right. Bomb detonation stuff. Right. The fucking lighter. Here's the thing. This one right here, this motherfucking piece of evidence is the kicker, I think, and that makes me suspect who I think might have actually done this whole thing. Yeah, this is the one I question the most out of everything. Because remember, all this whole rigmarole about how the dark age of the law is going on, that makes me, that talks about how there's been evidence that's been tampered with. I feel like this piece of evidence right fucking here is the big tampered piece of evidence. And I don't think there's any dispute of that. I think it's so obvious. And if it doesn't end up being that way, then I'm overthinking the shit out of it, which is usual. But I still think that that's the case. It was too convenient of a piece of evidence to show up when it did, and who it implicated, who did the killing, being Athena. Anyway, what's up, Berserker? Good to see you. And have I voiced that suspicion? I have, DJ. I have. I definitely have. And it's going to be crazy to see that personality change if it happens the way I think it might. But anyway, good to have you here, Berserker. I'm glad you made it for the trial. Hopefully for the end here. Let's do this. Anyway, that's our evidence now. Let's do it.
Now then, Mr. Justice, your testimony, if you please.
All right, let's see what Apollo's got to say that is going to change the game, players. Apollo Justice's accusation. I suspected Ms. Sykes of the murder of Clay Terran. My growing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating evidence presented itself. In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launchpad switch to escape. She's the only one who could have utilized the launchpad switch to escape? That is why I wish to indict Ms. Sykes on the charge of murder. Wait, why is she the only one that could have done the switch? What? I need more clarification, sir.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Justice, you realize you are charging your own co-worker with murder, don't you?
Yes, Your Honor, because that is the conclusion my investigation has led me to. See, here's the thing. I don't think Apollo actually thinks Athena did it. I think he has evidence that makes it think that he thinks Athena did it. But I don't think he truly believes it. But he's going with the evidence the way he has it presented, with the facts that he is, or with the information he has been fed so far. I don't think he actually believes it, but he's going to roll with it. Just like with Edgeworth. Edgeworth does the same shit. He throws all this bullshit out there because it's what he has evidence-wise, and then it all comes to light when they fucking interrogate these witnesses, and then even Edgeworth's like, see? You lied to me! Ha, blah, 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 blah. You know, like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And Apollo's thing is going to have holes in it too, and it's going to lead him to the truth. That's just how it goes. That's just how these things go, man. We've played enough of these games to know. But, Apollo, why? How could you suspect me too? Me too? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. I don't get it. Just what did you find out over the past few days to make you think this? It's not just that he thinks it. It's just what he's been told, so he's going to go with it. Da-da-da-da. Here we go. Oh, crap, I forgot I was already down to 2 notches of health thing, too. Oops. Anyway, I suspected Ms. Sykes of murder. Okay, let's just go ahead and press everything. Here we go. What first made you suspicious of Ms. Sykes? It all started when Ms. Sykes and I were investigating the crime scene. When she saw the weapon that killed Mr. Terran. My bracelet reacted. Oh, yeah? That's a good thing, actually, because that could help us solve, because that knife is the same shit that was from when she was a kid. She said she'd never seen the knife before, but my bracelet told me otherwise. And then every time after that, my bracelet would react when she talked about the case. Poor Apollo must have been beside himself during that investigation. I didn't know what to do or think. I couldn't even sleep. In that condition, I knew I wouldn't be any good in court. So I decided to wear an eye patch, so I wouldn't be able to perceive any of her tells. That's why he's wearing the fucking eye patch? That's why he's wearing the eye patch. To deprive himself of his senses on purpose? The fuck? So that's why Apollo was acting so strangely. But the reason Ms. Sykes unconsciously reacted to the knife that way is because she stabbed her mother's murderer with one identical to it 7 years ago.
Objection!
Oh, God. But that knife was also the murder weapon that was used to kill Clay Terran. My bracelet could have also reacted to her because she knew she was his killer, too. I guess he has a point. But my bracelet wasn't the only reason I became suspicious of her. Alright, fair enough. This fucking lighter. This lighter is gotta be the true, like, you know, MacGuffin of why was this piece of evidence a thing.
Hold it!
That's the lighter that was found in the Space Museum with her fingerprints on it, right? But even if it seems decisive, there must be other facts we don't know about it yet. Exactly. If that's so, go ahead and prove it then. Look, honestly, I don't want to believe it's true, either, but Miss Sykes was the only one who was in the Space Museum at the time of the murder. But Mr. Justice, Ms. Sykes had absolutely no motive to kill Mr. Terran.
Objection!
Oh god, here we go. 7 years ago, Ms. Sykes lived at the Cosmos Space Center. It wouldn't be strange if she had some kind of connection to him. Besides, people sometimes kill for motives we can't even imagine. I know you've seen plenty of cases like that in your own career, Mr. Wright. I still can't believe this. How can you actually suspect Athena, Apollo? He doesn't. He doesn't! I know he doesn't. It's all a farce. He's just trying to get to the truth, man, like anybody else. Anyway, press that shit. She's the only one. See, this one I need to know. Why is she the only one that could have hit the switch?
Hold it!
Because she's the one in the Space Museum? Like, isn't it possible that somebody else used that same escape route? I'm afraid not, Mr. Wright. Why not? Recall there is a security camera in boarding lounge 1 aimed at the launch pad door. It's the camera that captured Mr. Terran and Mr. Starbuck. But there's also another security camera in boarding lounge 2. It recorded Mr. Terran's killer, or rather, Ms. Sykes coming out of the Space Museum. A camera in boarding lounge 2? First I've heard about it, but it makes sense. Athena said she had snuck into the Space Museum the night before the incident, and then was overcome and passed out until around noon the next day. I was out until about noon the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into boarding lounge 2. That must have been when the camera captured her. And that's what made Apollo suspect her even more. But wait a minute. In that case, it most likely recorded the true culprit as well.
Objection!
Oh boy. That's a negative on that one too, Mr. Wright. In the footage taken after the incident, Ms. Sykes is the only one who appears. What? Why? Why? Why indeed?
Order in the court.
That can't be. But if it is, then it is incredibly incriminating.
Wasn't it you who proved in the previous trial that the way the true culprit escaped was via the Space Museum after the pads had been switched? A fact you previously proved, turned on its ear, leaving your client high and dry. I must say, that is a vintage Phoenix Wright.
Ah! Damn it, Phoenix. Alright, so, okay. We didn't know about this camera footage, but alright, that is why I wish to... Yeah, whatever. Let's press this one. Believing in your client to the end is a basic principle of good defense. Shouldn't you extend that same principle to your own coworker? You're probably right, but I'm not even fit to be a lawyer. However, I don't care. This case is special to me. My besto friendo is dead. Clay was my friend, and that's why I just have to know the truth. I mean, that's fair. Apollo suspected his trusted coworker of killing his friend. To dispel his doubts, he investigated on his own, but that only led to more doubts. Apollo must have been really struggling with this. Well, Apollo may have doubts, but I'll say it again. Athena Sykes isn't the murderer. Then I have only one thing to say. Evidence is everything in court. Well, Mr. Wright, think you have the concrete proof to knock down my arguments? I don't know if I actually do.
Your arguments have been very clear, Mr. Justice, and your facts appear to be indisputable.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think of my theory? It looks like not even you can deny it. Ms. Sykes was the only one who used the only possible escape route.
Under these circumstances, there can be no other suspect but the defendant.
Unless you think there was an alternative escape route. Is that what you think, Mr. Wright?
Is that what you think, Mr. Wright?
Is that what you think? Is that what you think, Phoenix? Was there an alternative escape route? I mean, technically, sure. Yes, of course, there must have been. Just don't ask me what. You're just bluffing again, aren't you? Me? Bluff? No way! What? No! He knows me too well. It's fine, Mr. Wright. Even a bluff would suit me just fine. Who dis? As long as you can clear up this doubt inside me. So yeah, see, Apollo doesn't want to believe this, man. He's on our side here. He's just like, what I know don't make sense because Athena can't be the killer. So help me figure this shit out, Phoenix. Help me help you, bro. Sorry, my eye. I was rubbing my eye. Damn it, eye. Stop watering. Yeah. It's still early in the morning for me, so sorry if I'm still getting acclimated to the reading and the voices and such. Anyway, you see a lot of people misunderstand Apollo here, but like you said, he's just doing this to force the truth to come out because he didn't do it on his own. Exactly. He couldn't figure it out, so he's laying out what he learned, and he's like, help me figure this shit out, Phoenix and Edgeworth. Help me. Help me help y'all, and help Athena, and help me figure out who the fuck killed my friend. Like, that's all he wants. He's not mad at Athena because he knows Athena didn't do it. He fucking knows. But he has no other suspects right now. Just like we don't have any other actual suspects other than the ones in my head. But the characters don't fucking know at this point. They have no fucking clue. Alright, here we go. Wait, so is that what this is all about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. Yeah, see, he knows. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her. See, there you go. Basically exactly what I was saying. So that you can really trust me?
It seems your junior partner has just shown us what trials are truly all about.
I believe you're right.
We prosecutors painstakingly question every detail in pursuit of the defendant,
while we lawyers believe in and defend our clients to the end.
When both sides go all out against each other, that's when we discover the truth.
Exactly.
Precisely, and when the battle is over, we will understand the true meaning of trust. That is exactly what trials are all about, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I couldn't ignore the seed of doubt that was growing inside me. So I decided I needed to face it head on. No matter what the truth is that's waiting ahead, I won't be afraid. What is fate without doubt? That is a good line. That's a good quote, for real. And yeah, Terry, you can't hate on Apollo here. You really can't. Like, you know. Apollo doesn't even, like, even every bit of us knows that Apollo is not going after Athena here, actually. He's trying to get to the real truth, and he just doesn't have the facts, and he needs them. So he wants to get them here, you know what I mean? Like, that's all it is. He doesn't really want to indict Athena, really. He just wants it to happen. Anyway, to be fair, the game definitely wants you to think he went just went traitor for a while. He even mimics some of Kristoff's poses there, arms crossed, looking smug. I don't know, man. I just don't. It never hit me that way. Can't have courage without fear. Yeah, because how can you be brave if you weren't scared in the first place, right? Yes, the truth hidden within the truth. Wasn't that that was a line from earlier in the game or one of the other games, something like that. That's so like Apollo, always uber earnest about things like this. Mr. Justice, I vow to dispel every last bit of doubt in your heart. Hell yeah. Good, because I want to believe in Ms. Sykes again. You're really hoping there was an alternative route, aren't you, Apollo? But if I use the process of elimination, there really aren't that many possibilities. Director Cosmos was at the southern exit, leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum. Which door could the culprit have escaped through? Come on, Mr. Wright, where do you think the culprit escaped to? Okay. So, okay. If we really and truly have to think about this, like, if they didn't go through the Space Museum corridor, because I think that's the idea, is what... Here's the thing, like, if they didn't escape through here, because this is where we originally thought they escaped, right, to the Space Museum, then the only other way they could have escaped would have been through the control room itself. At least that's what I think. Now, if that is the case, then we have to think about how that could have even been possible. Because the only person I believe who can get through this door is motherfucking old man River over here, Cosmos. I think he's the only one who has credentials to get through that door, right? But if we could somehow prove there was a way to get through this door, then maybe this is how they escaped. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a way. But I'm trying to think if I know of a way that would make that make sense in any way at all. I might take a look at the evidence real quick just to see if I'm even on the right track here. Let's see here. Only the prints of Director Cosmos, Starbuck, and Terran are authorized. Equipped with backup power, print recognition, recorded by via security camera. Starbucks prints were found on the scanner. Okay, that one. Okay. We don't have anything that says anything about the other... Huh. Also this... I don't think I ever really... Like, the fact that we have this in our evidence must mean something. And I think this only shows the video of them getting out of there. Yeah. I don't know if we have anything to, like, prove that they came out the other way. But I guess we're just going to kind of work our way there. What else does this say? Anything else helpful? Not really. I'm kind of reviewing my evidence because I haven't looked at it in like almost a week since I last played this. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say it, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Take that!
Oh man, it already feels like I was wrong. There? I doubt anybody could have escaped that way. But can you really say with certainty that it isn't possible? Yes, I believe I can. No. Damn it. I guess you're right. What are you doing? This is serious, Mr. Wright. Please be serious, Mr. Wright. Fuck me. Okay, we're going to probably have to redo this one because I don't even know if I am on the right track. You're really hoping there was an alternative route, but if I use this possible answer, there really isn't many possibilities. Director Cosmos was at the southern exit, leaving only the control room and this corridor to the Space Museum. I mean, is there really anywhere else but this way? What other escape route could there have even been? Like, there's a window here, but it doesn't have a ladder. I guess maybe the garbage chute? The garbage chute's possible, right? That would be crazy if they escaped through the garbage chute. Sure, let's go with that. Over here. I mean, it's either that... It's like if you don't point... I don't know. I don't even know. Let's just fucking pick the corridor. I don't know where else they could have escaped besides the corridor, to be honest. They really only could have escaped to the corridor to the Space Museum. All they had to do was use the unconscious Mr. Starbucks Prince to get through the door.
Objection!
Okay, hold on. What you got for me, Edgeworth?
It appears that all you're trying to establish is Ms. Sykes' guilt.
Okay.
If the culprit used that route, the only exit would have been into boarding lounge 2. The logical conclusion of your argument is that the killer is none other than the defendant.
I knew it. That's the only way it could be, huh? If the culprit escaped into the corridor that leads to the Space Museum, then I guess it's true. The only exit would have been into boarding lounge 2. But Miss Sykes was the only person captured by the boarding lounge 2 security camera. I investigated the crime scene thoroughly. But the only place the culprit could have escaped to was the Space Museum corridor. There weren't any other secret corridors or anything.
So that leaves us with no other conclusion to draw, but with Athena Sykes was the culprit.
What could the answer be? Was there really no other escape route? Anyway, fun fact, there are like 3 different bad endings to this case, depending on when exactly you F it up. Well, I don't think I've F'd it up so far, so we'll probably get to see one of them unless I can nail the rest of this case from here on with only 1 fucking HP. We'll see how it goes. 1 more strike left. But hold on for a second. What if... Where did those mysterious leaves we saw in the corridor come from? I mean, I've been waiting to hear about these leaves for a minute. So I'm curious. Also, hey, Morrow's finally here. Welcome in, Morrow. Hopefully you got Evelyn to school safe. And you obviously got to work safe. Good morning. What if they're a clue to the culprit's real escape route? I've been waiting to see about this whole leaf thing for a while. I didn't forget about them damn leaves. I did not. I think it is possible that the culprit escaped into the Space Museum. But then came out using a route other than into boarding lounge 2. Oh! Anyway, so Evelyn was good. She was grumpy, but she saw her friends at the drop-off line and perked up a bit. Of course she did. She saw her friends and was probably like, ooh, I'm going to say hi to my friends. Like, Evelyn can be grumpy about school all she wants, but she's excited to be there because of her friends. She'll be fine. Anyway, so those leaves, man, they got to prove something. Oh? Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched after the bombing, meaning the Space Museum corridor was moving along the rail at the time, which is exactly when an alternative escape route opened up for our culprit.
Are you kidding me? Judging by the intense look in your eyes, I take it you're serious. Very well, then, Mr. Wright, do tell. Where could the culprit have gone from the museum corridor besides boarding lounge 2?
The museum corridor? Is there a chance that they got out at the launch site? Maybe? Because, I mean, it goes around this way, right? Can we say the launch site? This is my last try, otherwise I'm going to have to do something else. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to say that the person got out while it was moving, basically.
Take that!
We found something odd while investigating the museum corridor this afternoon. Namely, a few dead leaves on the floor. Considering where dead leaves come from, they point us to exactly where the culprit escaped to. Yes, I remember seeing some leaves myself. Ah, do you mean? I do mean. Yup, while the Space Museum was in motion, just beyond the corridor's safety door was an alternative place that the culprit could use to escape. Absolutely. In other words, the culprit's real escape route was the area outside the Space Center.
You're freaking insane!
Love that.
Objection!
Do you know how impossible that would be? That corridor is level with the 3rd floor. If the culprit tried to leap to the outside wall of the Space Center building, they would fall to their death.
Objection!
Ordinarily, yes. But after the bombing incident, the culprit could make use of a certain item.
And what item was it exactly, Mr. Wright?
Alright, this is what the culprit used to leap to the outside wall of the main building. To leap outside? I mean, to leap outside? Are we implying that they just used the fucking ladder? Like, there's nothing they could use to leap. Yeah, we're looking with someone with a broken leg, apparently. Nah, elevator lower level. But they would have been in the museum at that point, not in there. Yeah, I'm guessing they just fucking used the ladder. Like, I don't have any other items that would make sense. Let's go with that. They use the ladder.
Take that!
An emergency ladder.
There was an emergency ladder in the 4th floor robotics lab. And it was used that day after the explosions to help evacuate people. Ms. Blackwell herself used that ladder to escape down to ground level. Recall that the launch pads were switched after the ladder was lowered. The corridor would have passed by the ladder while the pads were being switched. Huh. Okay. Okay. And that's when the culprit literally sprang into action. Okay. So here's the thing, though. I'm probably overthinking this again, so never mind. I'm not even going to say it, because I was thinking about, like, Ara being the one that saw through the window, but that still implicates that somebody else was in there that she actually did see. So it doesn't really matter what Ara saw. Just the fact that she's the one. If she saw what she saw and that's true, then that still doesn't implicate her, other than the fact that she didn't do it. Anyway, but that's when the culprit literally sprang into action. Okay. Are we certain the director of Cosmos can actually walk? I don't think we are. But he might be. A liar. We'll never know. Anyway, and leapt onto the ladder. Okay. What? What? Who would have imagined? Nobody. Only Phoenix has got that kind of imagination around here, y'all.
Order! Order in the court! Well, an alternative escape route seems to have emerged.
Which means someone other than Ms. Sykes could have been the culprit, right?
Objection!
Oh god. What do you got for us, Edgeworth?
Making things up on the fly in an attempt to sway the court again, are we, Mr. Wright? Your theory has so many holes, it puts Swiss cheese to shame.
Alright, then. Name one.
I have here detailed information about the Space Center. According to this, the distance between the museum corridor and the main building during the movement is a full 20 feet.
Actually, that's pretty fucking far. The 20 feet? You're pulling my leg, right?
In addition, the corridor is 3 floors from the ground, or roughly 50 feet. What's more, the culprit would be leaping into a precarious place. An unstable ladder.
Ugh!
Human beings feel fear in dangerous situations. It's a basic survival instinct. An ordinary person would certainly hesitate before jumping. Or even freeze in fear and not jump at all.
Objection!
But the culprit had just murdered someone. They weren't in an ordinary state of mind.
Objection!
Nevertheless, why would they have taken that kind of risk? They could have waited for the switch to be complete and escaped to boarding lounge 2.
Objection!
Because there was a security camera in boarding lounge 2, motherfucker. The culprit knew they would be recorded if they left the Space Museum that way.
Objection!
In that case, the culprit could have hidden in the museum until things settled down, and then blended in with the other people after the museum was opened.
That's a good point.
But you claim that despite all this, the culprit took a 20-foot death-defying leap. And all in the brief moment the corridor and ladder passed by each other.
That's also a good point.
They would have needed a running start while the corridor was moving to make that jump. If their timing was off, or if they couldn't jump far enough, it would have been instant death. What kind of person would attempt something like that?
Stop bringing up good points, Edgeworth. God, if you don't stop making sense right now, I swear to God.
This true culprit of yours is nothing but a figment of your imagination.
What? You always have to point out every flaw.
Mr. Edgeworth's right. That does sound pretty insane. The culprit would have to be someone who feels no fear. Like a stuntman. Or, you know. But everyone feels fear on some level, right?
Wait a minute. It's the spy. Aha! I've got it this time. I can prove that there is someone who could have used this alternative escape route.
Oh, can you now?
This proves the possibility of a person who could have used this alternative escape route. Man. Taking a break between the last part of this case and this part, I'm not on the same page with Phoenix right now. This proves the possibility of a person. Of a person who could have used this. Do we have anything about a spy? Oh, this one. This one. This one. The subject's emotions rarely fluctuate. He doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. So the possibility that this person is different is this person, right? We have the psyche profile of the Phantom. Or the psyche profile of the Phantom. This is it. This is the answer. 100%.
What's that, Mr. Wright?
This is a certain person's very interesting psych profile. The subject doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. In other words, this person doesn't feel happiness, sadness, or fear. Dun dun dun. Doesn't feel fear.
What? Right. You can't be serious.
Without the constraint of fear. He could easily do what an ordinary person wouldn't dare. And yes, we are implicating against the same person. Just as you or I could do a broad jump on the ground without the slightest fear. This subject could make a 20-foot leap 50 feet up in the air. He could choose this extreme way of escaping without hesitation. What is this music right now? It's like trying to play Clue after a few weeks of trying to continue the game. It kind of is, but not... I don't know. The evidence is there to, like, have explanations. You just have to remember, you know, where things are relevant. This is considered the Phantom's theme. It is pretty dope. I do like it.
So you're saying that to a person without fear, the alternative route would be quicker and eliminate the chance that they'd be spotted.
Absolutely.
That's definitely pretty extreme, Mr. Wright. But was there such a person at the scene?
Yes. The Phantom, that mysterious shadowy figure who keeps popping up.
Oh dear. The Phantom, again?
I knew the Phantom was there behind the scenes of the Space Center bombing, but I wasn't sure if he was connected to the murder of Clay Terran as well. However, now it's all clear. The Phantom is the one who not only bombed the Space Center, but also killed Mr. Terran.
What?
What?
Order in the court. Order, I say. Mr. Wright, please continue.
There were just too many similarities between this case and the one from 7 years ago. But why, you may ask? It can only be because both incidents were the work of the same Phantom.
So then, this Phantom is the one who killed Clay? But who is he?
Damn, I was kind of hoping Apollo would, like, help us get there sooner, but we're going to really have to figure this one out for ourselves, it looks like. This Phantom has been haunting this case, pulling the strings in the background. Who could this unidentified international spy be? Dun dun dun.
Right, this escape route must have been part of the Phantom's plan from the start. As was tricking Director Cosmos into switching the launch pads. The bomb on the second floor was meant to make the elevators and stairs unusable. That's why he gave advance warning and planted the bombs where he did.
Yes, I think you're right. But it doesn't explain this one last thing. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. And there you go. Boom, bang, bam. Here it comes. But it was such a pain. Why couldn't they have used the ladders in the other rooms? Ha ha ha. The robotics lab wasn't the only room with an emergency ladder. But he couldn't have made that leap unless he was certain which one it would be. Objection! Ah! You killing me, Takata. What's up, man? Welcome in. How you doing?
So you mean the Phantom must be someone who knew that particular ladder was going to be used?
That's right.
Who could it be?
Wait a minute. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. It's so obvious. There's only one person. Ms. Blackwell lowered the ladder after being told to by the detective leading the... Ah! Wow. You gotta be kidding me.
Did you figure it out right? Do you know who the Phantom is?
Yes, I do.
Who? Who is it? Who killed Clay?
Our mystery spy, known as the Phantom, is none other than helmet head hair ass motherfucker Bobby fucking Fulbright. This son of a bitch. There's nobody else left. That's crazy. I mean, like, throughout this game, I didn't really suspect him of anything throughout the entire game. Until this case got to this part of this case. Because, like, I think it was right when we started case 5, and they brought him up first. And I was like, or it wasn't case 5, it was when we started this part of this case. Like, basically when we started this second part of the trial of this case. Like, immediately when he popped up first and they're like, he's going to deliver the testimony. I'm like, why the fuck is he doing this? And then I was like, unless... And then I was like thinking about it, I was like, there's nobody else left in this entire game that we've met. And they're not going to throw another new character at us at the end of the game. It's going to be someone we know. And there's nobody left. He was the only one left. There's nobody else. There's nobody else. So I'm actually really excited to see the personality turn for this fucking guy. He's going to go Dexter on us is what's about to happen, where he just goes straight fucking... Like, he goes from, like, trying to blend in normally. Well, not that Fulbright was ever normal, but you know what I mean. And then he's going to be like, you know, fucking cold, emotionless douchebag. Remember, Fulbright never really gave you a reason. He just happened to be here during the bombing. I think you joked about it. He was secretly a space nerd at the time. Well, yeah, I thought that, but I also thought it was kind of sus that he was there. But then he also made it seem like it mattered because there was... Like, the way they explained away why he was there was that there was extra security, right? They explained that there was extra security, so that's why he was there. That's how they explained that away, right? And it was like, well, why was there extra security? Well, we learned that too. We learned because the threat got called in. But again, if he's behind all of it, then all of it is orchestrated by him in the first place. So everything about it was just orchestrated by him. And it just makes all the sense. And it makes that last piece of the fucking incriminating evidence of the lighter even more sus. Because guess who's the one that brought it to us at the last second? Oh, and he conveniently forgot to fingerprint it before he got there. Oh, oops. Anyway, that's the kind of thing that would be sus for most characters, but you kind of disregard it because, yeah, he's a detective. Of course he'd be there. Well, yeah, that's true. He is a detective. Like... If we had overthinked it, maybe I would have come to that conclusion a little bit sooner. But anyway, all right, Helmet Head, it's you, bitch. It's you. I'm hyped for this because I want to see how this goes. After the explosions, a member of the staff crossed paths with a certain detective. I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. As for the detective who was leading the evacuation from the 4th floor, he had a very specific objective in mind. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. His objective was to secure his own escape route. Son of a bitch. We lowered an emergency ladder from a 4th floor window and escaped that way. Dun dun dun. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down too, and headed to the shelter. I should be doing the voice because we know who this is. This is a detective you all know. He's even the lead detective on the current case. Dun da 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 da. He appears to be a very emotional man, but his psych profile says he is without emotion.
Take that!
Take that, motherfucker. Yeah, this douchebag.
What are you saying? You mean the Phantom is Detective Bobby Fulbright?
Exactly. We were all taken in by his fake persona. Detective Fulbright's real identity is the Phantom. Here we go, baby. Hell yeah, we there. Holy shit, dog. Crazy.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, how could this be?
That's easy, Your Honor. Detective Fulbright was leading the 4th floor evacuation effort. Our first clue is that he made no attempt to have any other ladder put to use. The ladder in the robotics lab is the only one he ordered to be lowered. The second is that he directed everybody to the basement shelter via this ladder.
Verily, it was all part of his plan to create an escape route.
After Detective Fulbright saw to it that the ladder was lowered from the robotics lab... Yep. He went to the lounge where he killed Clay Terran and escaped into the Space Museum. The museum started moving slowly, so he waited for the right time, got a running start. And just as the corridor was passing the ladder, he leaped onto it.
I don't believe it. That addle-pated detective did all that. Was it really him? I mean, all this time, I thought.
Sorry, we didn't catch your name.
My name is Bobby Fulbright, the heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're all in need. And my catchphrase, it's in justice we trust.
What a liar. Then, his concern for Simon was also just one big act?
I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. So I can't just sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart.
That monster killed Clay? He had me completely fooled. Come to think of it, he's the one who brought that bloodstained lighter to court too. There it is. Somebody brought it up. Hell yeah. The scumbag even made me turn on Athena. Damn it! How the hell did I fall for all that?
For him to have wormed his way into the police department as well.
Your Honor, the defense demands to question Detective Bobby Fulbright.
Yes, I agree that we need to hear from him right away. The court will take a short recess, and then Detective Fulbright will take the stand.
Hell yeah, dude. Bring him on, bitch! The final boss fight shall commence henceforth! Anyway, you missed a lot of this game, but you're glad you could be here for this. I'm glad you're here for it too, Berserkers. I know you're excited about this playthrough. Anyway, your favorite tiny piece of foreshadowing is in the second case when Jinxie says, "Ah, a ghost." That's kind of fun. But she thought that about everybody. Ah, a ghost. Ah, a demon. She called everybody a demon or a ghost. So, again, another small piece of information that's very, very minor that you would never even think anything like second thought about it. You know what I mean? But anyway, December 20th, 5:13 p.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. We're taking a break real quick. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. If it wasn't for everything you did, I... Don't thank me yet. We still have an uphill battle to fight. You got it, boss. Apollo? You alright there, buddy? Apollo? Well, this is awkward. Athena, can you do me a favor? Huh? What is it? Could you... punch me, please? I like to be punched. Punch me. Punch me, mommy. Punch me. But why should I do that? Because I should have believed in you. I let the seed of doubt inside me get the best of me. I'm really sorry that I didn't trust... Ouch! Ooh! Don't be such a dope. I was really touched by what you did. Huh? Now what are you talking about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can finally fully really trust her. See, there you go. I mean, that's fine. Trucy better give Apollo some angry slaps after accusing Athena. Don't worry, Athena's handling it for Trucy, but maybe Trucy will later as well. Maybe she'll put her magic panties over his head, and then punch him. Anyway, I think that he was actually the only person who was mistaken for a ghost. Everyone else was a demon. You might be right. You might be right. It still doesn't seem like it would be something that a normal person playing the game for the first time would even think twice about, though. Also, it's just fun replaying this game knowing the twist, like when Filch stole his shoes in Case 2. Either he successfully robbed a master spy or the Phantom thought it would be in character to be that clueless. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of little details like that if you think about it. All the stuff that Fulbright has done throughout this entire game. Is he just being clueless on purpose because he didn't give a fuck? Like, is he just playing the part? I mean, I assume he's just playing the part. That has to be what it is, right? Like, he's leaving evidence unchecked just because he's trying to meddle with cases, but then he pretends to just be dumb that he didn't check things. Like, so his ineptitude isn't just because he's a dumbass, it's because he was pretending to be a dumbass on purpose and didn't give a fuck about how the cases went. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah. What Apollo had said about Athena there. So did he intentionally let the courtroom bombing happen? Obviously, yeah. He must have. He was probably behind the whole thing. And remember, Ted Tonate, the guy who did the bombing, or at least was like responsible for the bombing that we got, he didn't know who actually did it either. Like, he was like, I saw a person, but I don't know who it was. If you remember, he did say that. So even he didn't know who the other person was. Anyway, you took the time and effort to genuinely think about who I am and what I'm made of. After all that, how could I punch a true friend like you, Apollo? I'll slap you all you want, but punch? Maybe even choke, but no punches, okay? I'll choke the shit at you. You didn't have any trouble slapping him a second ago. Thanks, Athena, and thanks for waking me up to reality again. Guess I know now who to call if I ever get sleepy in court. Who the fuck is this? Anyway, I think it's implied that he's the one who did it. Tonate claimed he was innocent of the actual bombing. Is that how he said it? I remember him saying there was another person. Oh, he said there was another person there when he killed the other lady, right? So he didn't say he did the bombing. He's the one. He said he killed the lady, right? He admitted to killing the lady detective, but he didn't admit to the bombing. Right. That makes sense. Just imagine how many cases will be reopened with Bobby being reinvestigated. Oh my god, are you kidding me? And when a detective gets caught being dirty, they have to pull out every fucking case. It's crazy. That's crazy amount of work. All right, so who the fuck's talking here? Looks like you have some promising young people working under you. Is it gonna be? I couldn't even tell you. I could guess, but let's see. Oh, it's just Edgeworth. Okay. Edgeworth. Yeah, I think they're pretty great myself, and they're not afraid to keep me in line. Anyway, I have some very good news. Aura Blackwell has surrendered, and the hostages have been set free. Trucy and all the others? Oh, thank goodness. Ms. Blackwell said she had something she really needed to do, so I granted her special permission to do what she must. I wonder what it is. Oh, look, here she is. Ms. Blackwell. I didn't come to apologize, if that's what you're thinking. My actions are what allowed the truth of what happened 7 years ago to come to light. But I didn't come because I had something to say to all of you. Ms. Aura. She better not be here to complain about something, goddammit. Ms. Blackwell, I want to apologize to you. The fact that you couldn't trust the court system is our fault. Yeah, it's true the courts are filled with incompetent idiots. Still, I suppose I could let you handle the rest of this case for me. Oh, Miss Aura, does this mean you're starting to trust the system again? No, of course not. Be quiet, hunk of junk. It's just, I wouldn't mind if you were the ones who took Menace's killer down.
Leave it to us. We'll get him. So I guess that means she's starting to trust us, at least. Oh, look who else it is. Aura.
Simon, I'm so glad both you and the princess were cleared of all suspicion. And it's all thanks to me and my robots. You'd better be grateful.
Huh. I never imagined you would go that far. Though you always were extreme. But I don't recall ever requesting your help.
As close as ever, I see. Well, now that you've been released, I guess it's my turn to go live in the slammer. Yeah, you kind of took a bunch of hostages, so yeah. I just hope you're not the prosecutor for my trial. You'd probably give me the death penalty.
Huh. You know me all too well. I guess love can take on a variety of expressions, including stunted in their case. But I truly was about to be executed tomorrow. Though, because of you, it looks like I won't be crossing the river Styx just yet. You have my heartfelt thanks, Aura. I'm sorry I caused you so much anguish.
Simon, oh my god. You're gonna make me cry. Oh wow, she really is. Wow, she really did cry. I'm so glad, Simon. So very glad to hear you say that.
Aura.
All right, that's enough of that. Bailiff, take me to the detention center.
What Miss Blackwell did was inexcusable. But it's clear she did it out of love for her brother.
I still can't wrap my mind around Detective Fulbright being the Phantom.
I can't believe he killed Clay.
Right. And murdered my mentor, which brought great distress upon little Athena. Chief Prosecutor.
Yes?
I would ask a favor. Would you allow me to stand at the prosecutor's bench for this trial? Well, you know, I'm actually kind of okay with this because, you know, why not have him be there for the final run here? It makes sense. And he's already cleared of suspicion. And this trial isn't really official, right? It's like an unofficial trial. But it's official enough. We're bringing in the big guns for this. And he also tased me a lot. The asshole. I wish to claim the Phantom's head by my own hand.
That was my plan all along. After all, I'm bored. It's highly unconventional for a man of my position to stand in court.
Sir.
The formal paperwork has yet to be filed, but you are hereby conditionally released. Please take the prosecutor's bench in your official capacity and uncover the truth by your own hand.
All right. I'm much obliged. Hell yeah, take those cuffs off. The day to part with these has come at last. Chief Prosecutor, could you? Yeah, I was going to say, he's going to have some different animations maybe now that he has his hands free for sure. How long have I waited? Maybe it's the sense of freedom, but even the air seems fresher, the light brighter. And I will relish slashing that blackguard, Fulbright, to shreds without mercy. 'Cause Captain Insano shows no mercy. I don't have to be able to read his heart to see how happy he is. I'm so glad, but I won't cry just yet. After all, we still got a trial to finish. It's okay to cry, Athena. I promise. Prosecutor Blackwell, Mr. Wright. Please avenge Clay's death for me. What are you talking about, Apollo? You're coming to the defense bench with me. I am? Well, I can't expect Athena to assist me now, can I? She's the defendant. That leaves you, Apollo.
But are you sure you want me? I took a leave of absence and everything.
Well, our office is pretty short-handed, and you're all I've got.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Apollo. Apollo! Apollo!
Athena, I can say it with all my heart now. I believe in your complete innocence, and now we're going to prove it to the world.
Thank you, Apollo. I know you can do it. Alright, dude. Final boss fight incoming.
So, you won't be needing that eye patch anymore, right?
Right, because I'm fine now.
Hell yeah. I like how it did the fucking whoosh, like the fucking baseball bat sound from Smash Bros. Now this is the Apollo I know. Welcome back, Apollo.
It's almost time for the trial to restart, though it looks like you have things well in hand.
Yep.
I should head back to the prosecutor's office.
You're not going to stick around for the festivities, homie? Yeah, but why?
I want to look into a few things, namely, the first people on the scene 7 years ago, the facial data registered by the robot, and the Detective Fulbright's background.
Sounds great, Edgeworth. Thanks.
I expect to be repaid with a victory, right? Now, if you'll excuse me.
Okay, you two all set to go?
You bet I am.
Let's do this! They already explained why Apollo's wearing the eye patch a little bit ago, though, Omega. He didn't get hit in the eye. He covered his eye on purpose so he wouldn't be able to use his bracelet and sense Athena's feelings anymore. So it was a weird story reason that he put the eye patch on. But yeah, he never really got injured. Yeah, exactly what Berserker just said. Anyway, this is it. The final battle. The murder of Apollo's friend. The courtroom bombing incident. And the case that ushered in the dark age of the law 7 years ago. Destiny is calling me. Destiny has called us to bring the one responsible for it all to justice today. I couldn't think of the word destiny without thinking of the damn Mr. Brightside song.